to you from Homebrew Studios, it's Bob and John's Super Duper Variety Power Hour with your hosts, Bob Katie
and John Piccarillo.
Welcome to episode 123 of Bob and John's Super Duper Variety Power Hour.
Welcome aboard, folks. Hey, that was the first I spoke into this. It's a good thing it worked. I didn't even try that. Usually we go through a little test run before we fire up the show.
Yeah, you like to do the whole test run thing, don't you?
Wow, smart podcasting.
Smart podcasting?
Made sure I made sure the viewers got to see my scruffiness because I think it's close to time.
Was there any reason why you got this far?
Well, I got lazy, first of all. Second of all, because of going to camp, I don't go to my parents' house, which is like my grooming station. So I don't get there as often. And lastly,
station.
I really like messing around with the length of my hair and stuff like that, and especially goatee and curly mustache stuff. But I'm in customer service, so I need to maintain some level of, professionalism.
Why don't you make Fuck Joe your mentor, and you'll be wearing shoes with no socks and.
I'd be bald, but that means I'd have to shave every day, every single day.
And you can have a little dog called Miss Lucy.
Yeah, Miss Lucy passed away, though.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Finally?
Yep. Did we mention what episode it was?
123.
Okay, just checking. I write it down for a reason.
I started it right off the rip. That was the first thing that came out of my mouth.
Here we go.
Why do you want that beer so bad?
Because he's thirsty, dummy.
And you're 3 weeks and counting.
Yeah,
until
it's crazy.
Italy. And then I'll be just sitting here all by myself doing the podcast. Awkward.
I'll listen.
Don't worry, I got some.
I know you plan all these great things.
Either there's going to be guests, or everybody's going to be seeing ones we put in the can before you left. So
he said in the can.
I said in the can. Damn it!
You come down in your best little boy suit and expect me not to get a raging cartilager?
So either way, we're going to have podcasts when you're gone.
Okay, it's sneaking up on me. I'm telling you.
It is. It's coming fast.
I got to call the bank, notify them that I'll be out of the country, so that I can.
You're out of town.
Yeah.
Now, is Italy local?
No, that I consider not local.
That's finally not local to you.
As a matter of fact, this kind of marks off a couple things on my bucket list. Multiple things on my bucket list, really. The biggest and first and foremost is going to Italy with my dad, who is from Italy. So we get to see. So that's one. Two, I get to see his home farm,
childhood home,
where he, grew up before he left Italy, and because we still have relatives in there. So that's wicked cool. And he speaks Italian, so that makes it a lot easier.
So you've never been to Italy before.
And well, here's where I was going with this.
To begin with,
I haven't even got. One of the bucket list items is just to get over to that continent because I have never
been on another continent, have you? Brazil's not.
If you don't count Brazil, then you're
Brazil's
right.
South America, basically. So that's not.
What about Hawaii? How does that figure? I know it's the United States, but it's not attached.
It's not the continental United States, but it's not a continent of its own.
I didn't think it would qualify.
I don't think it would quite qualify.
So, I thought.
You left this continent, but you didn't exactly go to it. Like I've been to Jamaica and the Cayman Islands, but they're not a continent; they're islands. So
right.
I wouldn't say I've been to another continent, but I have left this continent.
So it was big on my list to get over, and not only to another continent, but also it's kind of like where it's a lot older. Let's just say it that way. I'm going to see a lot of old things.
Yeah, you are.
That I haven't, that I'm looking forward to seeing, and that's going to be cool. And there's another one. The Coliseum is one of my checkoffs. I want to be where that shit went down.
Yeah,
but we're doing cooler things than I even know about. I have it all. Oh, I should have brought the sheet. I could tell you what I'm going to do. But one of them is the, it might not be high on my bucket list, but it's definitely a cool thing. Is we're going to, I think we're going to see the Pope speak.
Yeah,
A lot of people show up, let's put it that way.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
I mean, I'm a little closer to Holy Land, I think, over there.
I'm not that good with all the religion stuff, so I when you say Holy Land, I usually think of Israel or something like that. Or
I'll be closer to that than I am right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, absolutely.
So it's
Will.
marking
What am
a
I
bunch
saying?
of things
Absolutely.
off my bucket list. It's
The map in my
probably-
head went blink for a moment.
It feels like the longest, but I went to Brazil for 2 weeks, so
So you're going to even out just about.
yeah, that's gonna be cool.
You're going farther, that's for sure. I believe.
I don't know.
I think you're going farther.
Because I'll tell you what,
Italy is really a hop, skip, and a jump to the Middle East.
I remember. Yeah, that's what I was saying. But I remember because what is huge is the fucking Amazon jungle.
Yeah.
It's huge because they have a little tracker on the plane and tells you where you are. And like half of the trip was Amazon jungle. It's unbelievable how much area it covers.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah. Place I don't ever want to visit.
And I don't want to go down in a plane either. Holy shit! I wonder what you'd be into if you
You're
lived.
supposed to be knocking on wood there or something. Yeah. There you go. You don't
I'm
want
not flying over the Amazon though, so I don't. Not this time.
Well, I think going down in the plane just in general is something you don't want to do.
No, you don't. You don't. I think it's easier to land in the ocean than in a jungle.
It's just bad. Let's just put it that way. It's bad.
No, like I was telling you before, it's not so much the flight that I dread. It's all the customs and waiting and delays and lost, all that shit that happens when doesn't have to, but it does often enough to piss me off. Like for business, I can fly with a carry-on and I don't have to worry about luggage.
Yeah.
When I need luggage, I get a little stressed because I have to leave my stuff in other people's hands. Is what the problem is.
Wow, they always just say make sure you pack all your necessities on the carry-on
That's right.
so it doesn't leave your, possession.
Yeah.
At least you can survive that way. You know what I mean?
But they don't allow. I don't have to check about meds. I don't know what the rules there. Because if you got to Italy and didn't have your meds, it'd be a problem.
Yeah, I think you can bring. I think that's a carry-on thing, and I think as long as they're legal, I don't know. You might have to check
I gotta check that one out. I gotta check it out because after 9/11, as a matter of fact,
You got caught right in the middle of
ran right
9/11,
into
yeah.
because we were in Hawaii when it happened. So it was already intensified at the airport for sure.
Oh, yeah, you think?
and from there on out, so other than Mexico,
That was like 90.
that was way.
That was early 90s.
But that was so different than even that. I was on Aero Mexico, and I got a flight all by myself because I booked it late at those guys that
Yeah, you were last minute addition.
Yeah. So I was all by myself. First time flying, and I'm flying Aero Mexico, and this thing is huge. I mean, it's huge, and I think there's maybe 50 people on the flight. You know what I mean?
That's it?
That's it. I could literally lay in the center. I
Wow.
laid down and slept. It was
That's
all
nice.
wide open. Yeah, it was nice. And you could even smoke on the plane back then.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, not no more.
It's to think that you could do that.
Well, that's when there was
You're in a
still-
tube.
That's when there was a lot more
Sealed tube.
That's when there was a lot more airlines too. A lot of the airline industry, a lot of it's gone out of business, shrunk. So
Yeah.
that was still when
As a
flying
matter of
was
fact-
good.
As a matter of fact, my first passport that I got was for Brazil. I never didn't even need a
You
passport.
didn't need one
back
from Mexico
then.
back then, yeah.
Crazy. Try
Yeah.
that shit now.
Well, now they just want to somehow fucking stick you in a fucking. They just want to like stick you in like a tube like coffin and stack you and just to get you to fucking where you want.
Oh, yeah.
They don't give a fucking rat's ass
there's
how you
not.
feel while you're flying.
There's no open seats. If anything, there's overbooking.
Oh yeah, exactly. Now they don't give a rat's ass. They want to make as much money as possible. I mean, they keep talking about they're going to shrink leg room. I mean, how much can you shrink it?
Well, that's another thing. Comfort on a plane is
You know what I mean?
long sit.
Yeah, you bring in the donut.
I don't know. It's going to be tough to carry it around.
That would be really, really bad if you
Enraged
while you were over there and ended up on your back because of it.
Yeah, that would be bad. I better stick to the SOP.
Yeah, especially that's a long flight.
I think I could take a little embarrassment.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
What do you got to worry about being embarrassed about?
You're right. I don't give a shit.
That's right.
Give
You
a
know what I
rat's
mean?
ass.
You ain't picking anybody up on the plane.
No.
You know.
Nope.
So you just.
I thought.
What'd you do?
I don't know. I heard some.
What'd you do?
I don't know.
Oh, we should do this.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Time to make the chimmy fucking chongas.
You can find us at Bob and John's Podcast at gmail.com, on Buzzsprout.com, and iTunes, or
At Loose and Buttery on the Twitter and Instagram or Facebook Live.
on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page at Bob and John's Super Duper Variety Power Hour. All right, come on, do it. You got to give your daily wink to Greg.
Actually, I was just going to say about Tom. I was going to say he was the focus of our texting this morning.
Yeah.
Because now Tom has actually got
Two
secret identities.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can't remember the other guy's name. Is it Tim?
Tim.
Tim.
He has Tim and Steve. He goes by. He goes by Tim and Steve. Tim is a wishy-washy, ultra left-wing liberal, tree-hugging,
Granola eating.
docksiders with no socks wearing.
Hippie cat.
Yeah. You know, voodoo tata type of liberal.
Now, Steve, on the other hand.
No. His other alter ego, Steve, who we've talked about before, he's your basic, white racist,
Ultra Republican.
ultra Republican. Inappropriate all the way.
So I didn't mean to count you out, Greg. Because you were in that conversation too. And so was Chris, for that matter. Now I got you out.
Everybody was. Yes. Tom's coming up with quite the alter egos.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like he works with a lot of interesting people.
I don't know if this guy Tim is interesting or not. We just picked up on it and just lambasted the shit out of him.
Ran with it.
Yeah, we just ran with it. When you get in the crosshairs of this band in a group text, you could be lambasted a few different ways.
Oh, definitely.
to our amusement.
Yeah. And I was fortunate today at the time where the text went off.
Were you the one that started that?
I had a moment, so I had to.
Were you the one that started that?
I don't know. I might have been.
I
can't remember.
Tom started it by accidentally texting the wrong text.
That's right. That's how it's.
And I wrote back, he's like, Tim's right here. And I wrote back, who's Tim? And he was like, oh, sorry. I texted the wrong thing. And then somebody, I don't know. I know it wasn't me. So I think it was either you, Chris, or Greg started that whole thing. And it just went. As Tom said a little bit later, I got on the phone for 15 minutes, came back, my phone was blown up, and you guys had lambasted Tim.
Yeah, that was great. I don't know if I'll even be able to find that.
Oh, jeez.
That's the other problem. I go back in texts for information.
Yeah.
It's
Information
impossible with these guys.
Oh, yeah.
Because you got to scroll for 3 days.
3 days, that's like an hour's worth.
I know.
Especially when they get on a roll with something. Forget about it.
Oh, yeah.
Dirty song names we've done. Oh, my God. Doing the names like, hey, would you blow me, and all that kind of stuff. Oh, yeah, we just get ripped on that stuff.
So now we have Tom, Tim, and Steve. Yeah, I said, is Tim way left? And they went off from there.
That's all it took.
That was great.
I gotta say, I think the one who really started going off with that was Chris.
Yeah.
He came out with some real good ones where I was like, oh, this started. This started.
Yeah, he said Tim eats kale and does Pilates.
Yeah.
We should just read right through it. It'll be entertaining.
I know, right? That's our podcast. Reading through the weeks, the days.
Yeah, I know.
Text.
There's at least once a week we get plenty of material.
Oh, multiple times a week, easily. It all depends on what somebody just starts going on.
Tim loves Coldplay.
Hold on, what was the one before that? I put one before that was really good.
Tim curls up, hugs a puppy, and watches The Notebook. Tim loves finger sandwiches. It was so fun.
Oh, the one I wrote was Tim gets facials and manicures.
Yeah, that was next.
Yeah.
You almost memorized it. Tim also drives a Prius.
I was trying to think of him.
He didn't listen. No, I thought I was going to hurt Tom's feelings when I said Tim wouldn't be caught dead with sausage toast.
That was great. That was great. And then Greg said, I think, something about sausage toes afterwards.
Oh, it's all good stuff.
Something about meds or something with sausage toes.
Tim's homeopath and sage would heal his sausage toes.
Oh my Lord! They just gave us like 5-10 minutes worth of content.
I know.
Today.
You're on the show.
Yeah. You guys are contributing to the show. You don't even know it.
That's right.
The only problem is I don't think we could say all the stuff we did for Steve like last week.
No,
they were
probably
pretty terrible.
We'd probably offend.
Oh, we'd really offend some people.
Well, that's the only reason why I didn't read it word for word is because I don't want to offend people.
No, that was pretty mild. That was pretty mild.
Well, what if you're lefty?
Yeah, but the Steve stuff was nasty. Some of it got a little.
Oh yeah, Steve. Yeah, we went overboard with the Steve one.
Yeah, the one
Steve
thing
came first too. We were on a roll, and there was new.
Yeah,
there was only one other time I can't remember. Was a long-lasting, very, very funny one. I can't remember.
Oh, that was the names. Like, hey, would you blow
that
me?
was the best. That was it.
And I mean, that literally went on for like a half hour.
Yeah, because we dig Steel Panther. We do.
Well, it's a combination of you started in on it from the Steel Panther view.
Right.
Me, Tom, and Chris were doing it because that day on Stern they were doing a few of the things where they try to get these people on air to say the names, like oh, happy birthday to hey, would you blow me, and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
and that just opened it up, just ridiculous.
Well, if
sounds like you have a dick in your mouth,
and I couldn't get out. I don't know if the listeners and viewers are familiar with Steel Panther, but check them out. They got some funny stuff. They do really good music with ridiculous lyrics. Most of it, not all of it.
It's funny, but they're good. Funny. They're really good musicians.
Exactly. So it's worth the watch. And hey, I like to watch a lot of the music I like live and see them do live, and they have some really great They've done some huge shows, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, I didn't realize that. I started to get into the band and listen, and I realized that this drummer's name is Styx Zedinia. I lost my shit when I read that. That's the funniest thing I've ever heard. And I did text it, and then it went. We've got thousands. I can't like I said, I'll never be able to find that.
I think we lost that. I think you lost that one because you had to do some reboots and redos and everything.
So like I said, I can't. It sucks that I can't use it for reference, but
and
even if it was there, I don't know if I could. That would take me hours.
I think one day we also did dirty song titles. I think we did like a shit ton of that because Tom's got dirty lyrics up the yin yang. No pun intended.
Yeah. He just moves his lips and dirty lyrics and they rhyme.
Dirty lyrics, yeah. He just moves his lips and dirty lyrics come out.
As a matter of fact, it's gotten pretty bad where some of the songs has been changed permanently.
Yeah.
Pull the panties down.
Yeah. That's American Band.
Yeah.
There's the lyric in there. We're coming to your town. We'll pull your panties down.
What is it supposed to be?
We're coming to your town. We're there to party down.
We're there to
So we're here to party down.
Pull your panties down.
Yeah.
And now that's all I can think of. I forgot the original lyrics.
And Bran Muffin.
Yeah. Bran Muffin. And there's one more. I think it's really dirty.
Oh, there's so many he's done. My favorite's always been Dirty Deeds Done with Sheep.
Yeah, every single song, I think he's got another.
Yeah, probably. Now that we don't hear him as much because Greg obviously is doing the real lyrics.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Although he does add the panties down though.
Yeah.
He does add that, puts that one little one in there.
We had to fix the raping the men.
What's the one? It's in Run to the Hills by Iron Maiden. And it's killing the men, raping the women and killing the men. And he accidentally switched it when he was singing it and said killing the women and raping the men.
Yeah.
So that's now one of those inside band jokes.
We always remind him. A reminder. I think it was the first time he sang it.
No. I think it was almost right. It was almost right before the gig, the Ruck gig. I think that's when he was trying to do it without lyrics in front of him.
Yeah.
And he got a little turned around on that one.
Yeah, we told him don't say that one.
Yeah, you might want to watch out the gig. You don't want to kill the women and rape the men.
No.
Just a slight suggestion there.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Oh, I need practice.
And what you just said there, you crossed the line, buddy.
Are you getting rusty at playing with your balls?
Yeah. I think I'm already doing something.
I think you should play with your balls daily.
I know. That's what I guess I stopped doing. Oh, I got to work on that.
I'd say you take them to Italy. You could walk around, but you'd probably get confiscated on the plane, through security. They'll say it's some kind of weapon.
There could be bombs in there.
My
right is okay.
Unless you put it in your pants, and then when they touch it, what's that? That's my balls.
My balls. Those are my balls.
Those are my balls.
But there's 4. I'm special. And then when I
There
walk,
seems to have been a misunderstanding about what kind of boat guys we're going to be.
Then when I walk, it'll be like.
I can't pull that loud.
Am I being paranoid or is he busting my balls?
That's as close as I can get to Clint Eastwood line.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Time to make the chimmy fucking chongas.
You can find us at Bob and John's Podcast at gmail.com, on Buzzsprout.com, and iTunes, or
At Loose and Buttery on the Twitter and Instagram or Facebook Live.
And on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page at Bob and John's Super Duper Variety Power Hour. Jay will be back. He's not gone forever. We're just trying to get through the dog days of August because things aren't lining up. So if you really like the Jay's Brew segments and the top 10s and stuff, they will be back, guaranteed. We're trying to take care of personal business and schedules and that.
So busy.
Yeah, but that's only going to be for another maybe month and a half or so.
One of the things that's coming up.
Oh, about a month probably. A little over a month.
That I'm probably going to have to kick up my hygiene.
Hygiene?
Yeah, hygiene.
Hygiene. There's Gene right there.
Yeah.
Hygiene.
I got a wedding. It's also.
Oh yeah, you got a wedding
in Vermont, and so it's like a 2-day deal. It's like a welcome guests on Friday night party, and then the whole wedding on Saturday. And my sister and I are my mother wanted to go see Moose, and that was the original plan. But there was some confusion whether we were going.
Why did she just look? I thought she'd seen you.
I know. Maine or Vermont. And originally we thought we were going Maine, so it made sense. This Moose sighting place there.
Yeah.
And so way back when we first got invited, I said, I'd do it. I don't care. I'll do it while I'm there,
Now you're doing it?
I'm paying for a room,
Yeah.
stay, so, and that we're going to stay 2 nights, so. While we're there, might as well. Well, anyway, turns out it's in Vermont, which is cool. I like Vermont. I like both places. I've been to both. I like them both.
You can get some maple syrup.
Yeah. Well, Vermont.
Maple syrup
Can
and
I get
heroin.
weed?
No, maple syrup and heroin.
Oh. Is it weed legal in Vermont? I got to look around for that. See if that's I think it is.
If I think it was held up though or something. I think it passed, but then I think the governor held it up and reworked it, or was that Massachusetts? I can't remember anymore. It seems like every voting cycle, there's another one. There's another
I'm going to be
state
there
that turns.
in 2 weeks. So for the wedding, I'm sure I got to clean this up. Also, what I was debating was some color. Well, I think. See, if you notice,
Get the fuck out of here! Oh, I cannot.
like my dad always says, use shoe polish. They got dye. I can just go get dye.
Yeah.
But I don't really want. I definitely don't want pitch black. Because I'm not really pitch black.
Yeah.
I would like to float the highlights red a little bit. That's why I was talking to you. If I know the professional, she's a master hairstylist, Julie. She'd be able to help me with the situation. I think we could shape and sculpt it, and just little red highlights where it's white, so I don't look so old when I grow my goatee long.
I'm touching myself tonight.
Because I do like it. I do like my goatee long, and if I could make it pretty and acceptable at work, then I could grow it long.
He said pretty.
Now, I do love the
You're titillated, aren't you?
I do love the handlebars, but you got to wax them to keep them organized. Otherwise, they end up in your mouth all
Remember
the time.
Mr. Ackerman in 7th grade?
Oh, yeah.
He had those.
I can grow
perfect
wicked
ones.
good ones. I can grow.
He had those. He had that perfect one. He had that perfect,
I do that, man. That'd be funny.
like
shit.
late 1800s English.
That works for what I'm dreaming up in my head for upcoming event after Italy.
Oh, I know what your Halloween.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you
That's my ideas,
you get back. You're going to be in full Halloween mode.
I have to. I got to get back in full swing. I was just thinking about it. One of the things that kept me up from my quick nap I wanted was I was thinking, I'm like, oh my God, I come back and we play the dinosaur in like 3 weeks.
Month.
That's 4 practices.
Mm-hmm.
Made me a little nervous.
We'll be all right.
Because we've been working hard on the album, not all of our covers, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's why you make sure you take all the you take the 3 sets from the ruck, because that basically pretty much be close to what we're going to be doing.
I got it. I got all
Yeah,
that.
and
That's
then you
coming
can
with
listen
me.
to
My
it.
phone's coming.
Yeah.
There's no laws hold me up there. No.
And then you can listen to it.
Full charge before I leave.
Yeah, then you can listen to it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely could do it. Because if something happens between now and then, which right now there's no laws about.
They're changing it so often, though.
So the other problem, this is even bigger, is Angela found out that there is no problem bringing it. It's bringing it back. They have a problem with.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So if that happened, they're going to take it. What are your options? They're not going to mail it to me. I doubt it.
Yeah, but isn't it? I think it's they don't want you to run it on the. You can't use it on the plane.
I thought it was all about bombs.
Yeah, I know. They don't want you to turn it on. They don't want you to turn it on because of that.
Oh, if I can't turn it on, I don't need to have it with me. I mean, that's the only reason why I would carry it on the plane. Well, I might not bring it if I can't use it on the plane.
People upstairs are.
Oh, there's anger.
There's
management
anger going on upstairs. I should get a broom and.
So that I still have to figure out for sure.
Yeah,
See, because
I would
wanna
figure
bring
that
it
out.
I'll use it like I do everything.
Yeah, but I mean, worst comes to worst, probably could just do the same thing on your phone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know what? It might just be good just to go down to your phone because then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, that's very true.
You know what I mean? And you're not going to have that time. I don't think you're going to have a lot of downtime.
The only downtime is flying. That's it.
But you got your phone.
I know.
You can
it's
do
very
everything
decent
with that.
Size on the screen.
Yeah. Just make sure you have a charger with you. You'll be fine.
Probably the best thing.
Yeah, I would say so. If I were you with all the craziness of all these rules and stuff like that, I wouldn't bother with your tablet. I wouldn't bother with
I
it.
do have Wi-Fi, so I could watch. I don't use it often. I don't mean Wi-Fi. Cellular service on this.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
never use it.
You pay for it, but don't ever use it.
Well, it was part of the deal.
Well, no, but
Like
yeah,
when you bought
You're past the deal now.
Oh yeah. I just never changed it. I don't know.
You're late to the change.
Yeah. Well, I'm due for an upgrade, but I'm still happy with this. Like this one.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you have to get rid of it.
I know. This one. The day I get to upgrade,
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah, you got a lemon.
Nothing
there.
but problems.
You
And
got
I'm
a
not
lemon.
speaking bad about Apple because this
No,
is
you
my
just
third
got a lemon.
phone, Apple phone, and I've loved them all.
Yeah, you just got
This one has pissed me off 3 times and seriously pissed me off.
Well, yeah, you keep asking me questions, but I didn't own that model. That's the one I usually go every other, and I didn't own that one because I got when they went to the bigger screen, I got the 6 Plus. That's the 6S Plus, so
Yes.
I never got that, and I'd still have my 6 Plus, except I smashed it on the tile floor, so.
I know,
I had to go get a 7, which frankly, I'm enjoying it. I'm still weirded out by not having a headphone jack. That still freaks me a little bit because I go sometimes and I'm like,
It would freak me out. However, it's a habit I want to get out of because this is another problem with this phone. My headphones are fine. It's not the headphones. This has been yanked so many times because I use it working out,
yeah.
doing wood. It's been yanked and pulled so many times. It's starting to get messed up.
Well, you should get some.
Well, I got to figure out why I can't link my Wi-Fi. I can't do the Bluetooth on this now. Ever since I had to do the restart and
You need to call Apple. You need to go down and make an appointment down there and throw that up there and go, it's a piece of shit. Make it work. I think, now,
Pisses me off.
for me, I don't like them because I usually don't wear buds anymore, any kind of buds except when I do the show here. I think you getting those AirPods.
wait, why didn't your phone come with them then?
What?
The wireless earbuds.
They don't come with that.
Samantha told me they did.
No, those are expensive. Well, I mean, they're $150. I mean, they're
Well,
not that.
you know,
they're
to get the
they're-
people hooked,
they're
it's no more wires.
They're
You ought to give them a
expensive,
set.
but then but they want you to get hooked to go
Build
buy
it
it
in the
separately.
price. You know, they fuck around and do that.
Yeah, I
anyway.
know, but then when we don't use it, then we're paying a lot for headphones we don't use. But for you, those AirPods, I think, would be
awesome.
Yeah, I think that should be your next. That would be your next go-to.
I'm leaning
because you don't like the bigger headphones like I do.
No,
I like the big
only when I play drums.
Yeah, I like the bigger headphones now because it sounds so much better. It's the quality of sound. I'm tired of hearing it through little speakers.
They're a lot warmer though. I mean, talking about temperature.
Oh, that doesn't bother me. You have more of an issue with that.
Especially working out. It's the last thing I want to do is wrap some muffs on my ears when I'm sweating.
Well, there's different ones. You can get more on-ear ones.
I've tried them. I like them. I'm not saying that I lighter weight. And these have just become convenient for me.
The only thing I am wired when I do like snow blowing or the lawn or something. And that's just because those are my older headphones. I don't want to get my nice new ones all gunked up and all that kind of stuff. This thing
has pissed me off. So twice now I've woken up. Now you got to remember I'm on call 24/7, and I've woken up. Luckily, believe me, I'm no get up at the crack of friggin' dawn because the sun's coming up.
Nah.
So I got lucky that I woke up, checked my phone, and it's hard to explain because only people who have your phone fucked up probably see this, but it's like a image of the plug that you plug in here. Took a picture of that, and it says iTunes up there. And you can't do anything from there. You can't turn it off. You can't do anything. Can't go home. You can't do anything till you plug the fucker into the computer. Then it tries to update software, and it won't. So your only option is to restore the phone. So it knocks out most of the shit that you have for like passwords and your thumb pass and all that shit's got to be redone again. And there's always apps that I forgot that I haven't used in so long, and I haven't had to put my password in. I got to go look it up. It's a big pain in the ass. So twice this phone. What have I had it? A year?
Yeah, well, over a year. Yeah, just over a year.
Twice it's done it to me. I can't. Ever since the last restore, I can't hook up the Bluetooth.
Yeah.
And then 2 or 3 times, I just got dropped out of our group text, which obviously listeners and viewers know this is very important stuff.
He feels left out.
Yeah, I can't be left out. It's bad enough when I go to the lake, I don't get them because I don't have service up there. So then I get hammered on my way to work on Monday morning.
Last week, I think wasn't it last week? Greg, I think we were doing the Steves. I think we were doing the Steve ones, and Greg went to some diner and he lost service, and he came out and he said he driving, and all of a sudden his phone exploded. He's like, "Holy crap!"
Now you know exactly what I feel like when I'm coming back from the lake.
I think that's what I texted. I said, now you can feel like now John feels.
That's right. Takes me a little longer to get a beer when I have ice, but I have ice.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Time to make the chimmy fucking chongas.
You can find us at Bob and John's Podcast at gmail.com, on Buzzsprout.com, and iTunes, or
at Loose and Buttery on the Twitter and Instagram or Facebook Live.
And on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page, Bob and John's Super Duper Variety Power Hour. So I'm in the hot seat this week, right?
Yeah. I got some good ones.
We did your questionnaire last week. It's kind of cool because everybody at band practice before we start, everybody in the band we've hooked on to the podcast. So they kind of give us this feedback there, and it's funny because
that's why they're coming such part of the show.
Yeah. They actually end up knowing more about what was on what episode than we do.
Oh, yeah. Well, because they're also listening to past ones that we've totally forgotten about. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, we did talk about
the problem is they're talking about the podcast that goes up that everybody hears on Friday. Well, for us, we did it maybe 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
At some points.
Why do you want that beer so bad?
Because he's thirsty, dummy.
And they're telling us, they're saying these things like, "Oh, this was funny, this was funny," and everything else, and I'm just like, I don't remember. Sometimes, most of the time, it catches me. I'm like, "Oh yeah, okay."
Oh, yeah, it was good. Well,
yeah.
See, I have the mind fogging thing going, so I have a much harder time remembering.
All right, so it's rapid fire question. I guess this would be like 20 questions.
Yeah.
They would call it.
Well, it was fun for me because there were some that I'm really curious. Some let's just get to
Fire
it.
away.
Yeah. All right, my first one: Gibson or Paul Reed Smith.
Gibson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Paul Reed Smith is sexy and sounds good.
I like my Paul Reed Smith.
I know
but
you
Gibson.
do. I know. Now, would you just say? Because I was going to do like Fender, and that's like that's
You knew that was going to lose.
Yeah, that's a silly one. But now Les Paul.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because after that, I think your next best choice then would be if you didn't have that choice.
Whether Gibson Les Paul?
Yeah.
Probably be Paul Reed Smith.
Because got a similar kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can get you can actually get the Les Paul shape and do that whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, Chris has one. Has the Tremonti, his model, and it's a Les Paul shape. It's just been a Paul Reed Smith. It's just Paul Reed Smith's version of it.
So what's the deciding factor for the Les Paul?
What do you mean?
Like, what puts it over the edge? Is it the action?
Yeah,
Is it, pickups. You can change pickups. So it can't.
I've changed pickups in them.
Yeah.
It's
overall feel.
It starts out with my guitar heroes being Ace Frehley, Jimmy Page, Joe Perry, Les Paul.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's always wanted to get a Les Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Once I got a Les Paul, then I got the next Les Paul. I went through a bunch of Paul Reed Smiths, getting up to a better Paul Reed Smith, but I never always had
hot, you know?
Yeah, I've always had my Les Paul.
That's sexy. Have you found a Les Paul that looks like that?
What?
Like the green Paul Reed Smith?
That color?
Yeah.
Oh, they're out there if you want to. If you got like a good easy $4 or $5 grand.
The numbers go up quickly.
Well, yeah, that's the custom shop.
That's like the
That's
drum
custom
sets.
shop,
The
yeah.
drum sets. I like. Oh, I bet you I'd love that. And the price is always.
Probably more than what I dropped on the Paul Reed Smith, which will keep between me and myself.
All right. We're gonna move on.
All right.
And now I found this is a funny one because I've realized that I find doesn't depend on anything. Just randomly, I find different things in there.
Okay.
Coke or Pepsi? I got him on
Pepsi.
one.
I would
At
say- I
one
would say
time in my
Pepsi.
life, I thought I would know for sure, but I've seen you with Coke too.
It's like 60-40. You know what?
So it's not 6 of one, half a dozen of the
No,
other.
it's not. I at this point, you know what I mean? It's a matter. I try to drink as little soda as possible. Try to just drink it with dinner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, sometimes I'll have Coke in the house.
So
just
is
for a
it
switch up.
sale price that drives it, or
That could be, yeah. Absolutely, that could do
I
it.
thought you were a Pepsi guy from the old days.
Yeah,
maybe.
I grew up in a Pepsi household.
But I've realized here, I see both kind of shimmy through.
I never disliked Coke or anything. My mother would. My mother grew up. She'd be in her 90s now. So when she was a kid, they still had cocaine, a little bit of cocaine in Coca-Cola.
That's crazy.
So-
Recipe right there.
Now, let me take this back. I don't know if they had taken cocaine out before she was born, but her mother, my grandmother, definitely Coke was something you went and got 'cause you had a headache. It was more of a tonic type of thing. So that's why my mother got it drilled into her head, but I think she was born in 1925, so they might have been a little bit earlier that they took it out of, but she kind of grew up with that thought in her head of that's what it was. Not that she thought that it was still in there. She didn't.
Right.
But she just, she was really finna get, like, even at restaurants, if they didn't have Pepsi, she'd have coffee.
Yeah, that's that's funny.
If they said Coke,
Now that's why I thought you, at one time, might have been diehard, but it was more your mother.
It's just what I grew up with.
Because there are places, a lot of restaurants score the contract with one or the other.
Yeah, that's why
You know
whenever
what I
I
mean?
say a large, I always just say, I have a large Coke or Pepsi, whatever.
Yeah, I can live with either one.
Yeah,
too.
it doesn't bother me.
But I do remember back when you were living at your parents' house.
Oh, yeah. When Raj got out of the house, when my older brother got out of the house, whenever I'd go to his place, his apartments or house, he would have Coke just because I think he was just trying to. He just wanted something so different than Pepsi.
Try
just
something
because,
new.
yeah, it wasn't trying something new. It's just he just wanted it different. You know what I mean? I don't think he really had a big deal about it either. He just, and like, sometimes price wise, sometimes I'll go in the grocery store and be like, oh, Coke's on sale. Whatever.
They usually alternate. That's what I find. Because I was way into Fresca for a long time, and that's a Coca-Cola product.
I am not sure.
Jeff used to stock it, and I got him into it. So which he should have been on the show by now.
Yeah.
We found him.
We found him.
If you've listened to all of his episodes, we've been looking for him forever.
Yeah, we found him
We
again.
still haven't talked to him.
We got to get him on here.
Well, you said I did one drunken night.
Did you? Yeah,
told
I think
me
you
I
did.
did.
Yeah, I think you did. Yeah.
So, as the plan goes, all right, let's try another one. Okay, this was my initial one, and I kept it, but I got a
Okay.
better one after.
Okay.
Jimmy Page or Eric Clapton?
Jimmy Page.
All right. See, later I realized I'm going to go right to the one I was talking about because I was going to change it. It was like, let me ask him that one anyway.
Not that I don't have any love. I love Eric Clapton.
I know
but
you do.
Jimmy
I had to
Page
make a
is-
challenge for
Zeppelin
you.
is,
Yeah. So I had to reuse Jimmy
Okay. Oh, no. Don't tell me you're going to give me the big ultimatum, are you?
or Slash.
Jimmy Page.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's the big ultimatum? What's the bigger one?
If
What could
you-
I have chosen to really get you?
Ace Frehley, Jimmy
Oh, okay. All right.
Page. Because those are the real two sparks of I guess Ace comes in, and I don't mean for everybody who plays guitar.
Who's
I'm
ready
not
to
saying
jump
I'm not
through the
saying
screen right now.
I'm not saying Ace Frehley is better than Jimmy Page. Okay, but in my music, what do you want to call it? In my
Upbringing, like as you know.
as you're finding Kiss was the origin of getting for me into hard rock and metal and really into playing music, and it was Ace that brought me there by a smidge more. Kiss to me, Kiss led into Zeppelin.
Yeah,
Kiss
I was going to say you were
first.
listening to Kiss before Zeppelin.
Not by much,
Not
but
by
it was
just in
there.
a
Yeah,
very influential age, right?
yeah, exactly. So
that was what like.
So if I'm saying Jimmy Page, Ace Frehley, as far as I take in my head, I always go Ace first, just because of he's 1A in timeline wise for me.
Well, now I know
Jimmy
bigger
Page.
challenge there.
Listen, I Jimmy Page is more obviously songwriting and everything else is brilliant. Zeppelin is the ultimate band in my head. I mean, even if you go, what's my favorite bands or whatever, Kiss and Zeppelin. I know Kiss doesn't have the talent Zeppelin has. Zeppelin doesn't. Nobody qualifies on the talent level of all four individual people or whatever as Zeppelin does. But Kiss just has a place,
Yeah.
You know.
And they're still rocking.
Yeah,
They made a lot of money.
yeah. And I love Slash too, but not paying out with Jimmy.
Not in there. Well,
Not with Jimmy.
I know he more recently ranks in your books as up there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, this one, I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but I wanted to ask: Mesa Boogie or Line 6?
Mesa Boogie.
Yeah, I thought so. I know you've been impressed with the Line 6, but your Mesa was probably your.
I like them. I've been very impressed by the Line 6, but I don't have a Mesa Boogie right now, and it will be mine again.
Is there something that would take its place? Mesa Boogie.
Well, I always have my Marshall. I'll always have Marshall and
If
Mesa.
somebody was going to give you one or the other, which one would you take?
Marshall or Mesa Boogie?
Like a 6 and 1 half dozen or trade, like as far as size and power wise goes, same.
Marshall. I think I have a Marshall right now. I think I
two.
have. I got one. I only have one.
The big one,
Oh, that's just a cabinet, though.
still
That's
Marshall.
an extension cabinet. Marshall,
People like that just to look at.
For Marshall, I have my eyes set on something very particular,
Yeah.
which is a JMC 800. So if anybody's going to give me anything else, Marshall, or I have a choice between Marshall and Mesa, I'm going to take Mesa unless you put the JCM 800, which is a little bit more rare or fine, and then then I would grab.
Okay.
You know, but no, Mesa's coming back.
It's coming back?
Oh, Mesa's going to be in the new studio.
I remember
Absolutely.
Mesa Boogie when I worked for Drone. And
yeah, expensive, very expensive.
Isn't it the way it goes? That's what happens. Rolls Royce.
Oh, yeah.
Lamborghini.
But it's got to sound like nobody's business. It's you can't replicate it.
This one I struggled with the Carm Sub or Riverside Pizza.
Carm Sub.
I thought you would. How about, and I think you'd still go Carm Sub, but I was going to say Hooters Wings.
Carm Sub.
How about now, Carm's, if you're going to go to the restaurant, Carm's or Hooters? Because going to the restaurant for Hooters is part of the experience.
Oh, going to the restaurant?
Yeah.
Probably Hooters is more fun.
Yeah.
You know?
But Carm's is a killer sub.
Actually, last week.
Killer sub. When they're not out.
Because you're the turkey guy.
I'm a turkey guy.
Last week.
But it's oven roasted. Very good. Great roll. They make awesome
Oh, they
stuff.
make bread.
And Bob knows the trick. He'll pick it up during the day. And it's got to sit in the refrigerator for a couple hours.
Yeah.
And it's perfect.
It's like there's something about it.
It's like this big.
Yeah.
And I always take a half and I wrap the other one up like I'm going to eat it later. And I always fucking eat the second half.
Yeah, 'cause if you leave it overnight, you're talking it gets mushy and stuff.
Not the same.
Yeah, you
Screw
might
it.
be
I'm
lucky
just
if
gonna
you
eat
can
the
get
whole
it
thing.
overnight. Me and Linda had it twice. Actually, we had Carm's twice last week, but we didn't have subs. We actually just went and got dinners and brought them home.
Oh, yeah?
We got like
I can't
pasta and
imagine you
shells
went
and
and didn't
ziti.
get a sub though.
No, because we were just looking for like a meal. You know what I mean? Like a meal type thing. And
Man, they're good.
And we didn't want to cook, and we just weren't in the mood to cook and anything. We didn't have. It was at the end of the week, so we didn't have it. It would have been taken to go to the grocery store and do that, and it was dinner time. And I was like, "Why don't we? I'll just drive over and get some Carms." You know what I mean?
So they do a pretty nice job.
Yeah.
I realized somehow that we've plugged a lot of stuff today, a lot of
Yeah.
products. A lot of people are getting shout outs and didn't even know it.
They are absolutely.
That's what. So keep listening. Let's see. I wanted to give you, because you gave me the blonde or brunette thing, so I was trying to think of some of that. But now, this is funny to me because, hey, black girl or Asian girl? Got to choose one. That's a hard one. I know it's not easy. That's not easy because I don't think anybody's bad.
No, I don't either. I'm an equal opportunity.
It's a tough one.
Lover of women.
I can't say. It's your question.
I would probably think Asian because there's more like far away, distant. You know, when you think about like far, China or Japan or
more background.
Yeah. Is Asian racist? Is it? What's the proper word now to use for that?
I don't know.
For that,
I don't.
No. Asian's right. Oriental would have been the bad one.
I think that's the bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Listen, we don't mean to offend anybody.
No, we
don't mean to offend anybody. We mean to offend everybody.
Everybody's on
including ourselves.
Yeah. All right. So this one was one of my favorites because I know you hate both. Instead of like
great.
both.
Nestle.
Sushi or lobster?
I'd probably try lobster before sushi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the whole raw thing
Yeah?
really would be It'd be.
Well, I think the California rolls is veggie. I don't think there's a fish in there.
I would try lobster because lobster actually looks like it probably tastes good. I just the whole
Never got into it. I knew you weren't into either one of those, but that's
lobster would probably if I had to try
because by the way, folks, it blew my mind. For like months. I don't know how much detail I want to get into, but we're gonna have a dinner here, four of us, and we talked about lobster. And the day came, and we're literally buying the lobsters, and I'm like, give me 4, and Bob was like, no, you don't have to get one for me, and I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I don't eat that shit. I was like, what? Are you kidding? I'm buying. No, I don't eat that shit.
No.
I'm getting a steak.
Yeah, give me a big fat steak. Yeah. No, I've had shrimp.
And I was gonna say Chinese food, but I might as well use sushi. It's 6 of one, a half dozen in the book in your world, probably, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And Chinese food is a little not specific.
That's definitely not specific.
Yeah, I went sushi because it doesn't matter. Same question to you anyway. All right. Mow the lawn or snow blow the driveway?
Okay. All right.
Because they're both huge.
Snowblowing the driveway probably takes less time. Definitely takes less time.
Oh, I was going to say you listen to music, but you do that in both anyway.
Yeah, I think that depends on what time of the year I fall into either one. You know what? Probably take the cold out of it. I'd probably say mow the lawn, even though it takes a little bit
longer. Yeah, but you got the tractor. You're not cold.
Yeah, but you still get out there. You're cold. You got to fill it. You got to start it up
It
and
doesn't
everything.
start sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, there's always that whole
when
bullshit.
Things don't work in the winter. It sucks.
Yeah,
everything sucks.
Yeah, and even though we have a heated cab in there and everything,
it's tight. It's hard for me to get in there.
It's unregulated heat because it's either on or off. No, there's a high and
so
low.
You're probably sweating or
so it's either like you got to turn it off, and then the windshield fogs up, and then you got a little.
Doesn't
fan
it fuck
to
up
that.
your knee or something?
Oh, getting in and out of that, because they put all those on the Kubotas. They put those levers that grab your ass and they pant.
They should do like a front door or something. To be
mowing the lawn.
See, we worked through it.
Well, I said that anyway, but I'll stick with mowing the lawn.
Now, this is an interesting question. I think it's a good one. We might have to finagle it though. Bills or Yankees?
Bills.
I figured that, but I thought you were going to maybe argue how can you compare. But
no,
you're a bigger Bills fan than a Yankees.
I'm just a bigger football fan than a baseball
Overall,
fan. It comes down
I was going to say baseball or football, but I don't know.
Like
I
football,
know the answer.
Football, you can give me the Rams against the fucking Browns, or the Browns and the Jets or something, two worst teams, and I'll be like, I'm watching. You know what I mean?
It's football.
Yeah. Now baseball, you're telling me anybody else is playing except the Yankees? Nah, not interested. Not interested.
Yeah. Had some good ones there.
Yeah, we just went through the Red Sox series, and
good one. Yep. Which one of my favorite? They did get blown out the following night.
Saturday, they get blown out Saturday.
But Friday night, one of my Red Sox fan friends texted all of Facebook when it was like 3-0 Red Sox.
Third inning or something.
And a big long text about, they're still, even if they got swept, they weren't going to be, they'll still be in first place and everything. And it was so fun when they won. And I commented on that text, boo, Yankees win, Yankees win. And one of his friends was like, Heath, you're such a jinx. And I was like, that's it. You can't blow your horn until it's over. You know what I mean? You can't do that, Heath. Come on. All right, next one. Miniskirt or sundress?
Miniskirt.
Yeah, you like the miniskirt? See, I'm a little soft for sundresses sometimes.
I understand that.
There's something
nothing wrong with a miniskirt.
It is good, too.
Yeah.
And you don't see them every day.
Yeah, they suck in that ass and the
so
legs
good.
and that's and
you can see a little shape under it. That's good stuff. Following up from last week here, boxing or MMA?
Boxing or MMA? Right now, MMA. I would say right now,
way
MMA.
more entertaining, and you don't have to commit to 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't boxing like we grew up as watching boxing.
No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
MMA definitely.
All right. Bald or hairy?
Bald preferred.
Okay, all right. Just checking. This one was creative. I know the answer, I think, but I tried to get it a little thought-provoking. Miles Kennedy or Sebastian Bach?
Miles Kennedy.
Yeah, I know. He's got everything.
I love Sebastian. I like Sebastian's got it.
He's screaming.
Yeah, Sebastian's
and
got it.
he's a hell of a personality, too.
Yeah, but Miles is...
He's got all the bases covered.
Miles is so... He's got so much flexibility in what he can sing.
He might be the most versatile singer I've ever heard.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous.
I'm not so good about maybe out of my genre that I don't know about, but amazing.
Yeah, I'm not really interested in this whole Guns N' Roses reunion stuff, but I wish they would just end so Slash and Miles could get back together and do another album. Because to me,
Yeah,
I'd rather
we
go
love that
see.
shit.
I still want to see them live. That's their.
I'll go to that because
Yeah.
it's great music.
We
Well,
should-
It's good musicianship.
We should have gone when we went down to see Sammy at Foxwood. They were going to be like the next month, and we should have just bid it and gone back down.
Probably should have.
Yeah, we're dumb on that. Any
All right,
more?
yep, I already asked you the last one. It was the Jimmy Page or Slash one.
Yep.
Yeah, so not bad. I kind of like the fire round.
I'm surprised I didn't
Fun.
get the Beatles Stones one.
No, I didn't get there. That's a good one. What are you going to call?
Beatles.
Ah.
Not that I like the Stones a lot, but Beatles.
Beatles were super influential.
Yeah, I mean, just the whole what they could do in the studio, it was just amazing at the end. You know what I mean? Just crazy. And look what that coming right up on the time. Look at that.
Oh, yeah? Good, see?
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Time to make the chimmy fucking chongas.
You can find us at bobandjohnspodcast at gmail.com, on buzzsprout.com, and iTunes, or
At Loose and Buttery on the Twitter and Instagram or Facebook Live.
and at our YouTube channel and our Facebook page at Bob and John Super Duper Variety Power Hour. Yeah, that's your nipple. What did you learn, John?
That Bob prefers Gibson over Les Paul. I'm sorry, Gibson over Paul Reed Smith.
Hey, you had an inkling of that anyway.
I did. What? Oh, what happened? There we go.
What?
Oh,
You all right?
check, something.
Oh, no.
There we go.
Good thing we're at the end of the show.
Not touching anything.
Good thing we're at the end of the show.
I know. Back on board here.
Yeah.
This shouldn't do anything, though.
And
Maybe I.
it's just
here.
you.
Yeah.
And,
It's you, it's not me.
Yeah. And I learned that John likes to put clothespins on his nipples.
Every once in a while, just to see what the thing is. You know,
What the thing is?
some people love it.
You know what? I'll ask a question for you.
It's not your turn.
That's okay. I'll ask a question because I probably should
We could do
have.
20 questions all night long.
I know, but they you run
The
out after a
audience is
while.
getting to know us. That's all.
Yeah, like they haven't after 120. No, just one in particular.
Yeah.
Would be Tama or Ludwig.
I'm gonna have to go with Tama now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Ludwig,
know you weren't a Pearl person, so that
right. Ludwig was my favorite because it was a Bonham
yeah.
thing, and after studying and owning,
It's a couple Ludwigs.
yeah, Tama does a nice job for the right price, and Ludwig's in the ballpark comparison wise. But there was something about my last one that was identical to this that I just didn't like about compared to the Tamas. But I was thinking about it the other night. I can't believe I didn't buy that green one because that really is a once in a
Yep.
lifetime shot.
Yep.
I should have got that because it would have been a lot of fun to play.
At practice, it sure be Ludwig.
I mean, I can't, it's not like I
Here's
could put
another.
that-
Here's another one too. Sabian or Zildjian.
You're gonna have to. We're gonna have to circle back on this. I'm gonna still go Zildjian for now, but I have to say, I've had more success with the Sabian lines than I have with the Zildjians. I have a couple in there that are banged up already that really
Yeah.
piss me off. You don't spend $100 for a cymbal that bends after a couple.
In the
hits.
Sabians in the studio,
I
they wouldn't
have
very well.
the only ones I mess up consistently are those sweet.
Effect symbol.
Yeah, and it's got a little lip.
It's like a little.
it's-
It's like a crash with a little china.
right, and it's got a
bend up.
great sound. But I busted two of them because they're a lot.
Yeah,
thinner.
and you're not gonna bust the third one, or you'll be paying for it.
right. So that's the only one for Sabian that everything else has been pretty solid.
Well, that's because
Sabian
anything
was.
that's a thin symbol is going to die
Well, yeah,
from
I have-
you.
But the thing is, I'm gonna see. I still need to complete my play out set.
Uh-huh.
A big ride for Zildjian to complete that set. But I really, really want a bigger China for like Flirt and Disaster. I'll show you the video later, and it's on there. It's definitely there.
All right, time for us to get out of here. Say goodnight, John.
Good night, John.
Stadler?
Yeah, what?
Is that it?
Yes, it's over. How'd you like it?
I don't know. I slept through the whole thing.
Well, you didn't miss much.
Oh, you're all angry now.